What's up, YouTube? 24 Trivia here. Today I'll be bringing quite an interesting deck profile. This one is probably the most interesting one I have, for now at least. This is sort of a troll deck, but it's actually quite competitive for a troll deck. This deck focuses around mainly White Magical Hat and Yomi Ship, which are the first two monsters. When White Magical Hat does battle damage, he pulls a card from the opponent's hand. Now, at 1,000 attack, he doesn't seem like much, but with the arsenal of spell and trap cards you have, you can turn this 1,000 attack into direct damage, and then it becomes a lot more of a threat. Now, on the defensive side, Yomi Ship. When Yomi Ship is destroyed by battle, the attacking monster goes with it, as long as Yomi Ship goes to the graveyard. Now, this effect does not target, as I said in one of my previous decks. Not sure which. But yeah, doesn't target. And gets rid of pesky stuff. Also stops this guy from OTKing. Alright, next on to some staple type stuff. Thunder Kings. This is good because you don't really search anything except with the Pot of Dualities. 2 Tour Guide. This deck's main extra deck focus is rank 3 monsters, so having Tour Guides in here is very helpful. And to go along with the 2 Tour Guides, 1 Night Assailant. Night Assailant's flip effect in this deck isn't nearly as much of a sacrifice, so to say, because you're going to probably have a White Magical Hat or a Yomi Ship on the field at all times, and then you can just normal summon the Night Assailant. The flip effect doesn't really help with this deck, well, much, and then you just make a rank 3. I'll get into which rank 3s in a bit. 3 Veiler, because Veiler is the best hand trap in the game. And that was me moving in my chair. Last monster is BLS, because White Magical Hats are lights, and the Tour Guide Engine's darks. And a few of the X deck also help with that. Alright. Spells, 3 Black Pendant. You equip this onto White Magical Hat and he goes to 1,500. One duel I equipped it onto BLS and it won me the game because of a 3,500 beater he couldn't get over. It's really fun because you can exceed with the equip monster, and then the equip goes to the grave and does 500 burn damage, which is also really fun. That 500 damage sometimes is necessary to break through. Next, 2 Pot of Duality for some consistency in the deck. Even with the Thunder Kings, these aren't inconsistent or blocked by the Thunder King. And if they are blocked by the Thunder King and you sense your opponent has an MST, you can just set it and then they hit it and then they waste their MST. Speaking of MST, I have 3 of them. And then 6 staple spells: Book of Moon, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Mind Control, Monster Reborn, Pot of Avarice. Avarice may seem like a bad option in this deck, considering I only main deck 15 monsters, but it actually has come in handy. Usually it's a dead draw, but it can really get you out of some type situations. Plus, you can put back extra deck to help you add up. Because you got 30 monsters that would end up in the graveyard. And then Avarice becomes pretty live. Next on the traps, 2 Robin Goblin. When you do battle damage to your opponent, they discard a card. You get 2 of these and it stacks. Stack it with White Magical Hat, and they lose half their hand in one attack. And I've done that before. It's won me games. Just by having White Magical Hat plus 2 of this. And then, next one, Robin Zombie. This one mills instead of pulling cards from the hand. I rarely draw this card, despite having the same number of goblins and zombies. I mean, I just rarely draw this card. I don't know why. Guess DN has a bad shuffler. I don't know. Onto some staple traps. Solemn Duo. Wall of Revealing Light is a lifesaver. Costs 3,000 life points usually, because not many things played are bigger than 3,000. Excuse me. And then your opponent will be reluctant to summon monsters that are going to be like in the 2,000 area, because they won't be able to attack. And so you're going to be getting through with your monsters a lot quicker. And this only affects your opponent's monsters and not yours. So you just pay 3 grand and then zoom over their stuff. And then for protection, I got 2 Mirror Force and 2 Bottomless because they seem to be the most helpful. And I haven't really needed anything else. Alright, now onto the extra deck. I run 8 rank 3 Xyz monsters. Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut. This protects itself twice from battle when it's declared as an attack target. So if your opponent would attack it, you detach a material and they take the damage and it can't be destroyed for the rest of the turn. Leviair, get back banished stuff, like you go Tour Guide, Leviair, get back your banished Thunder King that you banished for your BLS. Or get back a White Magical Hat or Yomi Shipper, if that would get banished. I don't know how. Or steal one of their monsters. Alright, next, Mech-Equipped Engineer. This came out in Number Hunters, for those that don't know. Brain fart. Yeah, you tend to summon your monsters in attack mode, so if this is on your field, let's say your opponent would go Mirror Force, and you have this out, you can detach one material, and then switch one of your monsters to defense mode, and it can't be destroyed for the rest of the turn. So yeah, if it's the only monster you have, and you're pushing for game, and they go Mirror Force, you can just switch it to defense mode. And then you'll need a protection trap, or 2. And then Mech-Equipped Engineer's best friend, Leviathan Dragon. I always have both of these 2 on the field. The deck makes rank 3s like it's nobody's business. Leviathan is the 3rd best rank 3 in the deck, I think. Well, it's the best beater in the extra deck. God, I'm gonna run out of time. Next, number 20, Giga Brilliant. Haven't made this yet. Don't know if I'm going to. It'll stay here for now. Number 49, Fortune Tune, also came out in Number Hunters. This card saves you so much. I mean, the 500 life every turn really does add up if they can't get around it. And this can't be targeted by anything, so BLS and Sork, you're out. And if it would be destroyed at all, you can detach a material and save it. And then, if it would be, when it is destroyed and goes to the graveyard, you can put 2 level 3s and itself back. Then you can make it again. So, yeah. This is a lot better than some people say. I mean, the low stats are probably where people are hating on this the most. But yeah, it's a really good card. Next, Tempo. This gets over pesky Xyz monsters like Ophion, Dracosac can lose its other material. Big Eye if you make this, and then detach the Big Eye material. And then Zenmaines. I surprisingly have not made this yet, as of the time I made this video. In fact, Giga Brilliant and Zenmaines are the only ones I haven't made because I haven't felt the need. But I'll probably make them soon. Maybe I'll record with this deck, I don't know. Synchros, Armory Arm, Valor in any of the threes is a Armory Arm. And then Catastor, Valor, and Thunder King, or Valor and Armory Arm. As is Armades. Armades is a really good card because it prevents Mirror Force from happening. Black Rose, Valor, and 2 3s. Don't really need to make this one. Scrap and Stardust, Valor, a 4 and a 3. They're pretty standard nowadays in synchro based extra decks. And Star Eater, Valor, a 4 and 2 3s makes 11. And Star Eater is probably one of the best synchros they've made. Well, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, sub. And 24 Contributor signing out.